Traffic officials have urged drivers, particularly public transport operators, to exercise caution this Easter weekend. They say the Easter holiday period is often characterized by a high increase in long-distance travelling, mostly for religious pilgrimages and holiday adventures using mass transport such as buses and minibuses. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula is in Limpopo monitoring the traffic on the N1. For more on this, let's cross now to my colleague Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who is on the road with the Minister. Thanks very much, Mbalenhle, for joining us. So I guess it's been a busy morning. Just tell us what's been happening.
Yes, indeed, Nompu, it has been a busy morning. We have been monitoring the traffic on the N1 with the Minister. This was done by way of a chopper, just monitoring the traffic volumes as people make their way to their various destinations for the Easter long weekend. Now, you'll know from previous years that the N1 is one of those roads that tends to have high fatality numbers. This is particularly because of that one pilgrimage that we are aware of all the way to one of the churches, which is not far from where we are today. We understand that this is the reason why this road has also been chosen by the Minister today to be monitored. It's also one of those roads that leads out of the country towards the Bait Bridge border. Now, what you see behind me is a weigh area where trucks are being weighed and truck drivers are being checked for fatigue and all those, and also checking if the load that the trucks are carrying is not overweight or too heavy for the truck, which sometimes causes or usually is the cause for some of the road fatalities that we see on the road. I'm joined by Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula, who's just going to give us more information about this particular operation that they're leading. And Minister, thank you so much for joining us and for making the time to speak to us. Why here and why now?
This is the busiest, thank you very much. This is the busiest road during this time of Easter. The time now is 2 o'clock. Normally this place will be chock-a-blocked with buses and heavy vehicles, light vehicles, going to Moria, to the church, and also the other ZCC. And then others will be going for vacations and so on. As you can see, and you would have seen from the chopper, the traffic is normal, and that goes also for the N3 and also the N1. So the volumes of traffic are basically down, and we can say because it is Easter, because ZCC congregants are not taking their normal trip like it actually happens. And so traffic is flowing smoothly. But you will see on the road there is high presence of police and which are doing speed traps, dealing with the problem of high speed. And also they will be doing checks on drunken driving, but ensuring that people buckle up and all of that. But what is important for us is that we encourage people to travel during the day, which is very good, so that they arrive where they want to go on time, and at the same time, you know, it will be raining and slippery and so on, but during the day is the safest time to take your travel.
Thank you. Talk to us about what's happening here. So what's happened since this morning? Have there been any arrests that have been made? Can you please give us an update as to whether the truck drivers or the bus drivers that we've seen coming through here are compliant to the law?
The report we got from the police, which they will give just now in terms of the statistic, the director of the traffic here in Mokopane, the levels of compliance have been high. Only one person have been arrested here out of a number of vehicles that have been stopped and so on. The police give an account that there's been a high volume of compliance on the part of the motorist. The arrest was due to one overload. Normally it will be they will arrest a lot of people with regard to that. That tells you that our people till this far are listening and are complying, which is very good on the road. So, but we're going flat out for those who don't comply with the law, and then the police 24/7 on the road.
Now, Minister, this road, when people will be returning, is expected to be chock-a-block, and you might hear of reports every now and again where you hear that the N1 is heavily backed up to the point that motorists are actually driving onto oncoming traffic. How are we going to, curb that during this Easter weekend? And also, isn't this an opportunity? Are there plans, to at least expand the road so that we don't have those kind of incidents taking place in the future?
This road is well built and is the best road in the Southern African hemisphere. One of the reasons why you've got to take this trip, particularly because it's Easter, is because up front there you've got Bait Bridge going into Zimbabwe. We're sharing the borders with Zimbabwe, and normally this time around the volumes of traffic are very high, but as you can see now, it is not the case. I hope that they will be piling up later, but I don't expect that it will be something more than normal that we cannot handle. We will handle any traffic and any disorder that happens here. The question of road safety is the responsibility of the motorist. It's not only of law enforcement alone. All of us must take responsibility. And I'm very happy when the director comes here and speak about the statistics, you will see I'm happy about levels of compliance from the side of the motorists, which means we've got a compact. We now are getting to a point where we understand that you've got to take charge of your lives. And then you've got to make it safer for me, for you, for everybody. We're taking responsibility. And that is what is important for this particular campaign during the Easter. But over and above that, volumes are low, particularly in this road, because the church has not opened. If the church was opened, I know that you would have seen a lot of buses coming this direction to Moria. You might see that congestion coming back from this side on Monday, but it will not be the volumes that we cannot handle. In the N3 as well, because of the floods, the number of people descending to KZN for vacation have gone down, particularly at this time. So it tells you then a story that probably people have stayed home or they've chosen other destinations, because we've got many places to go in the Republic of South Africa. So we're looking at the N12, which is in Mpumalanga. Also, that is going to be the busiest, and is the road that gives us a lot of accidents in Mpumalanga at this time. So we will also be monitoring that. But N1, N3 are very critical to us during this time of the Easter, as people go out to their different destinations for holiday making.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. There you have it. That is the Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula, just giving us an update, saying that he's pleased with the level of compliance from the road users here on the N1. Also just noting that the N3 is not as heavily congested, or the traffic volumes are significantly lower due to the floods taking place in Durban, and people obviously choosing to find other destinations to spend their Easter weekend. Also talking about the fact that because motorists will not be traveling to Morea for that Easter pilgrimage, the traffic volumes here are significantly lower. And also talking about the fact that there are some roads, other roads that they will be looking into, the N12 in particular, saying that it's also been a cause for concern in the past, and they'll be keeping a close eye on all roads. Also just reiterating that there is high police visibility on all roads during this weekend. It's back to you in studio.